Straight facts, no chaser. Y'all know how I feel about Vivek Ramaswamy. And if you don't, you will by the end of this video. Listen to this fool speak. Let's get it.
You have made truth the centerpiece of your campaign. So let's talk about your trustworthiness.
Yes.
For example, when CNN quoted you talking to The Atlantic about 9/11 and federal agents possibly being on the planes, you said the quote is wrong, actually.
But are you telling me that your quote is wrong here because it says how many federal agents were on the planes at the Twin Towers?
Yeah, when I actually, and this is just lifting the curtain on how media works again, I asked that reporter to send the recording because it was on the record. He refused to do it.
But the quote wasn't wrong. The Atlantic released the audio of what you saying exactly what they said you said.
I think it is legitimate to say how many federal agents were on the planes that hit the Twin Towers. Like, I think we want it. Maybe the answer is zero. Probably is zero, for all I know, right? I have no reason to think it was anything other than zero. But if we're doing a comprehensive assessment of what happened on 9/11, we have a 9/11 commission. Absolutely, that should be an answer the public knows the answer to.
You just heard this man speak. His words, word for word. And he sat there and said, they misquoted me out of context. And if you want, you can go listen to the video. They give you about 30 seconds or so, maybe something like that, before this question is even asked. And they also give you more afterwards so that you can get the context of this conversation. And this man is out of context. Fucking liars. Republicans are they're just a lie factory. They don't know how to fucking tell the truth. And there's more. Roll the tape.
Yep. You said on Twitter Spaces last month that no, you had never supported Bernie Sanders' mask for all legislation, but you literally put out a tweet in July of 2020 calling it a sensible idea. You also said not once but twice in June and July that the first time you'd ever voted was in 2020 for Trump, but in fact the first time you voted for president was in 2004 for a pro-choice libertarian candidate. How can people believe what you say?
Let me answer that for you. You can't believe a word this motherfucker says. But let's hear his answer. It will be a lie. Just know that.
So, Medhi, let me just go through one by one. The Atlantic, yes, purposefully spliced an out-of-context quote where we have challenged them. They released the tapes. We asked them for the tapes first. They didn't give them to us. They waited then to splice them and release them publicly. I challenged the Atlantic to release that entire conversation. And what was a conversation about how many federal agents were in the field.
You said was wrong. We all heard it. We can play it if you like. No, it is exactly word for word what she quoted to you. You said they put words in your mouth.
Look, if you want hard facts.
What kind of question is that? Do we want hard facts? No, we want soft lies, dipshit. Of course we want the facts. Hard, soft facts, motherfucker. What don't you get? The hard fact is, you said word for word what Atlantic said, what Caitlin Collins said, what Medhi said, and you're sitting here trying to tell everybody else they don't know what the fuck you said. The hard fact is, you are a liar. You can't accept the truth. This is what Republicans do nowadays. They try to turn Mr. Hanky into a Snickers bar. It's not a Snickers bar, bro. But carry on.
Here are hard facts. That day, the Atlantic printed it. I said, that looks like something that never captured the character of our conversation. Can you ask Atlantic for the tapes? They said they would refuse to release the recording to us. So when Caitlin asked me about it, I said, that does not at all sound like the context of what I said. And then, it turns out the Atlantic releases a very, everybody should listen to it.
You're putting words in my mouth.
It functionally sends the wrong message, Medhi.
Oh, functionally. Okay. You could have said it's out of context. You said
it was so badly taken out of context that it misled their audience. It was so badly taken out of context. It was basically a lie and it misled their audience. But ask the Atlantic to release it. So my view here is, here's what I've learned, is the media distortion filters. Medhi, if they are going to cut something before and after without the question of what the guy is that came beforehand, come on, why wouldn't the Atlantic? Why are they so reluctant to release the whole recording?
Maybe
Ask
because the audio they released, you're still denying you said what's on the audio.
You know what? The Republican motto is, whenever I'm caught and I don't have an answer why, just continue to lie, lie, lie. They never take responsibility for their actions. This man was caught in multiple lies. And all he did was blame the media, then say this is what it's like being a politician, and all this other bullshit in this interview. And none of it is taking responsibility for anything. Not one thing. I love how Medhi actually did this interview. There have been people, even Democrat, Republican, mostly white, that didn't like the fact of the way he approached this interview. I do. Hold their feet to the fire. Don't be giving them fucking free airtime to come on and just be like, oh, you know, you're doing great. Fuck you. You ain't gonna get past me with fucking lies. You ain't gonna get this propaganda out there with me without me checking it. That's what we want. One fucking news station that's gonna sit there and just let the motherfucker lie 24/7. The fuck is that? Ramaswamy, his interviews are filibuster interviews. He'll overtalk you. He'll try to make it seem like you're stupid. So he couldn't do that to Medhi. Medhi laughed it off and kept on pushing back. He wasn't about to be bullied on air. CNN, y'all get bullied on air all the fucking time. Things that are not necessarily adding up, Call them out. And when I mean call them out, I'm not talking about just mention it and give them a chance to lie about it. Call them out like Medhi did. When people asked you, this is what you told them. But that's not quite true either. Look at this document. Look at that document. To me, it looks like he did his homework on Vivek before Vivek got on air. And he knew what direction he was going to go. And he knew what Vivek was going to lie about. And he knew to have those facts ready. Because every turn that Vivek had, this man had video, audio on his ass, and facts. Bow. Was nothing that Vivek could get past him. Why is it that he can do it at MSNBC and CNN don't have the capability of doing this? You don't have the capability of finding facts, knowing the person you're about to interview and all the bullshit they done said, and you know the facts. A fact checker could have told you these are the lies that Vivek always spews. And you can go down that path with actual facts to debate what the fuck he says. I like Medhi and his character because he's a no shit type of person. His character is, stop lying to me, I'm here for the truth. So am I, Medhi, and you got a big fan of me now. Keep holding their asses to the fire. All sides. I don't give a fuck who comes on your show. Keep factual, because that's what I do. Straight facts, no chaser. Fuck your feelings.